Hey besties, thanks so much for tuning in. So for today, I'm going to show you some really cool hacks and DIYs that you can try using Dollar Tree materials to make your summer extra fun.
And if you want to see my face more often, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Once you hit subscribe, we instantly become best friends.
Did we just become best friends? Yup!
Make sure you turn on your notifications to all. YouTube may or may not let you know when I post a video, but just in case they don't, follow me on Instagram and let's go ahead and get started.
Head over to the kitchen section of Dollar Tree and grab yourself some dish pans. These are nice and sturdy, but if you cannot find them, then in the pet section, they have these little cat litter things. They are much larger, but a little bit on the shallow side. I picked up some play sand, and it is really important that because this is a kid's craft, you use play sand specifically. I got mine from Home Depot. Now, I looked it up for y'all, and the reason it is important is because other types of sand aren't really filtered out, so if your kids are going to be playing with this, you want to make it safe. This portion is super easy. Just go ahead and fill it up with sand. You do want to leave a little space so that it is not overflowing. This gets nice and heavy so you don't have to worry about tipping it over, and then fill it with some Dollar Tree toys. This is so much fun. We hid some seashells in here. If it's for younger kids, don't do that. But for the next tub, I painted the inside blue. I didn't want to paint the entire thing because I didn't want spray paint all over this. You can go ahead and skip this step. If I were to do this all over again, I would probably skip the green because it ended up looking a little blotchy. But what I'm trying to do here is create sensory toys. I've looked them up online, and a ton of those little water and sand toys are not the cheapest. So this way you have something that you can use during the summer and reuse for something else later on. I filled it up with water. There we are adding the seashells, which of course Aria is old enough to play with and not get hurt, but Frelia will take them out. This is at Dollar Tree along with so many other really cool toys. So I set up a little fishing station, and it is so much fun. They were entertained for hours, and it is a great sensory toy for super cheap. In the bathroom and home section of Dollar Tree, they have these over-the-door hooks, which I love. If you can't find those, then they have these single ones, which you will need to paint if you want everything to match. I went ahead and got 2 of these black ones because I want everything to look nice and cohesive. In the automotive section of Dollar Tree, they have zip ties. When I filmed this, I couldn't find the black ones, but they do have black. And for the stick, Dollar Tree now sells broomsticks and the broom part separate, which kind of sucks, but we'll take it. I attached one end of my broomstick to the very end of my over-the-door hook using the zip ties. I did a crisscross motion, and if you really want this to look neat, you can cut down the edges of the broomstick, but honestly, you're not going to see that, especially if you're using black zip ties. It's all gonna blend in once you put stuff on. If you're using the single door hooks, you're gonna do the same thing, but only you're going to do it right on top, and you're only gonna have one hook. I hung this up right on the fence, right on the door, and it blends in nicely because of the hardware. You can do this on any fence because it has the over-the-door hook. So now when my daughter's done in the pool, I can hang up all of her wet stuff, leave it out to dry, and she can use it the next day with no issue. You can also use this in a garage for storage or anywhere where you can hang it over something. I really love how this turned out. By the way, these are the gold Dollar Tree single hooks. I spray painted them and hung them on the other door just to hang up some shoes or whatever else I want. In the toy section of Dollar Tree, they have these adorable little nets. They're used for butterflies, and I thought, why not use them to clean the pool? My daughter's wearing a floaty, don't freak out. She just really wanted to be part of this video. So it is Really nice for just skimming the very edge of the pool. And my daughter is demonstrating here. I used this as well to skim some leaves that had fallen in while we were filming. And if you want to make this longer, you can just add this to one of the Dollar Tree broomsticks, which is much longer than this since this is meant for kids. I bought this for her mini pool, but she loves using it, so our pool has stayed pretty clean. Don't worry, we're supervising her, but this is her having a great old time cleaning every little pool she sees. Dollar Tree has solar lights year-round, and there are tons of videos showing you super duper cool hacks. I had to try this since my sister had just gotten this really cool pool. Get yourself some zip ties from the automotive section of Dollar Tree. Again, you can get them in black, you can get them whatever color you want. Now, I got this idea from TikTok. I will post the link in the description, but this person got their idea from a Facebook group. I'll put the screenshot of the TikTok video up on the screen and link it below, and she also shows the name of the person who posted it in the Facebook group. I'm not sure if they got it from a DIYer here online, but I do want to make it clear that this idea is something I saw on TikTok and not something that I came up on my own. It's really important to give credit where credit is due when you can. Anyway, back to the hack. Take your zip ties, attach them to the rail where that vertical bar is in a crisscross pattern, and then just slip your solar light in there. In the original hack, they cut up pool noodles for the bottom. I personally really don't like how it looks with the pool noodles, and I don't think it really does much. So I like it as is, just with the light slip through. At night, it looks really pretty. If you take down your pool every year, you can still slip these out with no issues and cut the zip tie. Or you can keep them as is, add a third zip tie in, find a way to secure it a little bit more, but they look so beautiful. It just does a little something to the pool at night. So beautiful. Check this out. You know how I feel about hula hoops. Grab them no matter what. I also grabbed these plant hangers from Dollar Tree. Of course, they're in the seasonal section. Now, I really love that these new hula hoops that they carry don't have that tape or sticker on top, so you don't have to peel that off. But I am going to sand it lightly because what I'm going to use this for is going to move around. Now I'm going to grab the plant hanger, and at the bottom, make sure that this is facing the right direction so that it looks like a little teardrop, and that when you're putting your zip tie through, you want that little bump that's left on the zip tie where the zip tie actually connects to be on the inside of that, just so it's not in the way of anything, or just to conceal it. You can also slide the little bump to be on the inside of the hula hoop so nobody sees it at all. Up to you, but just make sure that you do this before painting your hula hoop so that your paint doesn't scrape off, and so that you can figure out the proper placement. Since this only has 3, you want to set it up in an even shape so that it doesn't slant to one side. So even though these are nice and tight, you can still move them around to figure out the proper placement. Now I painted it. I used black spray paint, which my sister thankfully had on hand. Make sure that it is meant for plastic and that you are letting it dry very well before handling or before flipping over and doing the other side. Just make sure that it is super dry. I purchased shower curtains and shower hooks from Dollar Tree. If you're using a large one, you want 2 shower curtains and shower hooks. Now add this as if this was a little shower. Now the reason that I created this is because if you've been on my channel for years, then you know that one Halloween I made myself a shower. So I took my idea and I turned it into something that I think is pretty functional if you have little kids. That way they can rinse off in private outside. If you use the larger hula hoop, then adults can comfortably change in there, or you can have a little movie montage, whatever you want. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know which hack is your favorite, and as usual, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.